the cause of death of 39-year-old Michelle Montgomery, the mother of four, who was found dismembered in Brooklyn on Sunday.
Night Show workers found her at the Boren Quinn public houses in Bushwick. And tonight, we're going to hear from her life partner, the father of her youngest child, just 10 months old.
Eyewitness News reporter Darla Miles is live in Bushwick with our lead story tonight. Darla.
So we have a woman by the name of Michelle Montgomery. She went missing, and then they found her later on at the bottom of a trash compactor, okay? At the bottom of a trash compactor, a trash chute. After looking at this case, because people are wondering if she actually fell in or if somebody did this to her, I came across other women who fell in trash chutes, all in New York for some reason. Stay tuned, Fugitive TV. Welcome to Fugitive TV. I am your host, Ray Marcel. I take a look at cases and I take a look at them from a different perspective. If it's missing people, unsolved cases, any unsolved crimes, and I try and look at them from a different point of view because I was once a fugitive on the run from the law myself. So I can see things a little bit differently than what other people can see, okay? And what I try and do now is I try to motivate people like, hey, if I can do it, you can do it too. And I try and help people solve these crimes or locate missing people, whatever I can do to help or even spread awareness. So today we're going to take a look at a case of Michelle Montgomery out of New York. Okay. New York City. Well, Michelle Montgomery, I didn't see this case too much. This happened a couple weeks ago, actually. I just happened to be scrolling on my YouTube and it popped up on my algorithm. I've never even heard of this or anything until it was today, this morning, okay? Well, I'm going to tell you about her. She was a lady that she was missing, but then they found her at the bottom of a trash compactor or a trash chute. And what makes this interesting is it wasn't even her apartment building where this happened at. This was another apartment building that supposedly she has no association with, and people think she doesn't even know anybody there.
Good evening, Bill and Liz. We are told that 39-year-old Michelle Montgomery did things like make gift baskets and go all out for decorations for her children during the holidays. So her family really is perplexed as to find out who might have wanted to bring her harm. They know that she was having dinner and hanging out with friends here near the intersection of Flushing Avenue and Bushwick Avenue on Saturday night. And then just hours later, her body was found 5 blocks up the road on Bushwick Avenue in a building that she had no connection to, dismembered and deceased.
Well, I'm going to tell you a little bit about what happened. So Michelle left her house at a totally different apartment building, actually, or I should say housing projects or housing authority, whatever you want to call them. She left her house to go with some friends and a cousin to a place called Mama Taco. All right. So she's there partying and she's posting actually on social media of her there partying. Okay. Well, when she left, which was later on that night after midnight, she left. That's when she went missing. Nobody heard from her again. Well, the next day they found her at the bottom of a trash chute. What happened was, the people who work there that were coming to, do the trash, they found her, or I should say they didn't find her yet. They went to move one of the garbage bags and the garbage bag was heavy. So they cut it open and then they found her in there. Now, some reports are saying when this first happened, she was dismembered. Okay. Now, they're also saying she was in a trash bag. So you're thinking to yourself, dismembering a trash bag, somebody must have did this to her, right? They have had to. Well, there's been no suspects, no nothing. Well, recently, a few days ago, what came out was this, and I'm going to read this to you, okay? A New York woman found in a trash compactor may have been trying to retrieve an item when she accidentally fell into a garbage chute. Accidentally. On Friday, February 13th, Chief of Detectives Joseph Kinney shared an update on investigation into the death of Michelle Montgomery in a news conference in downtown Manhattan. Workers at a public housing complex in Brooklyn discovered the body of the mother of four, 39, in the building basement on February 1st. So they found her February 1st, okay? Her dismembered remains were found in a plastic bag that had been processed through the trash compactor. Investigators initially suspected foul play as she was covered in wounds and slashes. Okay? So covered in wounds and slashes. But Chief Kenny said her death now seems most likely to have been an accident. Our theory right now is that she may have dropped an item in a chute, went to retrieve it, and fell head first. He theorized that Montgomery fell into the basement while trying to retrieve her purse. We're going to look at her purse, all right? From the chute, the outlet reported she was likely crushed when processed by the compactor, as the autopsy results and police investigation suggest her injuries came from the machine. While the New York City Medical Examiner has yet to determine her official cause of death, they believe that Montgomery was still alive when she was in the compactor. Chief Kinney said her body appeared to show no signs of struggle. Even though she had, they said, slashes and stuff on her, but there's no signs of struggle. It remains unclear why Montgomery was at the, and I think it's pronounced Queen Plaza complex. She lived about 4 miles away, and police have not determined that she had any connections there. All right. So it also says she made a FaceTime call to her sister at around 10 p.m. local time and shared a dancing video on social media around an hour later. Having gone to a Mexican restaurant with her cousin and 3 friends, Montgomery left the eatery with her relative at around 1:20 a.m. local time. She separated from her cousin before entering the housing complex by herself at about 1:39 a.m., police believe, based on footage they viewed. Witnesses have alleged that the later heard screaming coming from the garbage chute in a compactor on the second floor of the building per outlet. Now, they also say her main body was found. Montgomery had sustained a broken rib cage, deep cuts on her head and torso, as well as injuries to her pelvis and thigh. She was identified after responding officers found a purse that contained 2 forms of identification. So, as you see, this lady fell down the trash compactor, right? They say that she was reaching for her purse. Now, I'm going to put this video up, and I'm going to also freeze it, of her dancing. Take a look at her purse, okay? She's wearing like a crossbody. So it's not like, your typical purse, with, you put it on your forearm and you put your forearm in a certain way, or you clutch it with your hands with the handle. She's wearing a crossbody. So unless she took the crossbody off, okay, unless she took it off for some reason and decided to open up the trash bin and throw something away, I can see that happening. But if she still had it on her body, how would it have fell off into the trash chute? Not only that, take a look at this.
I am 5'5", okay? So if I stand next to this thing, right, that's how tall I am, okay? These things only open from here to here. When you pull this thing open, it is open but so much, okay? Now, these things are made to eventually close on its own, because we have kids here. Now, if it is a dead body weight, this thing, the person will be just halfway through, okay? And then you would need to seriously push this in and out for it to fit and go through, because it is at an angle. I am no detective, but I'm talking from experience about putting garbage down those things, okay? Now, the other thing is that, but, who let her in? Them doors sometimes are broken, sometimes they're left open. So she could have walked there, but if she was so drunk, there's cameras, because there's a school right across the street. Not only that, but why that building when there's another building right before she passes that? Where are the cameras to show if she was, drunk, like they say she was,
GK left this house vibrant, happy, and alive.
This is what Michelle Montgomery posted just after midnight Sunday. By 9:30 a.m., the 39-year-old mother of 4 was her body discovered in the basement of a Brooklyn apartment building, dismembered in a garbage bag.
That was hard. I broke down because I still can't believe it.
So as you see, this lady is describing the trash chute, okay? She's saying that you physically have to hold it down with one hand. So when you pull it down, it doesn't just stay down. You got to hold it down with one hand. You know, why I guess you're grabbing something. Even if you do grab something, you know, it's going to close up on you. You might get stuck, which makes sense. Now, I was reading reports also that they found a bloody handprint on a different floor. So supposedly I think she fell from, I think it was the second floor. And a lot of people didn't know there was even a trash chute on the second floor. A lot of people are wondering how she even got into the building. You need access to get into the building. So somebody has to ring you up. You got to know the code or something. Now remember, she supposedly doesn't know anybody in this building. So was she meeting somebody after she left Mama Taco? Because that building, when you look on Google Maps, is not in the same direction of her house. Take a look at this. So I wanted to get a little more detail, okay, on where Michelle lived at, where this young lady lived. Okay, so this is where she lived. Now, I don't know how she got to Mama Taco. That's where she was partying at. But it does show if you're driving, it's 4 miles away. It's about 21 minutes. If you're walking, about an hour and a half. Transit, anywhere from 30 to 40 minutes, just depending on, you know, how what route you take, right? Now, when you zoom in, you see these are the lines going to her house is down here, okay? And Mama Taco's right here. I'm going to show you something. So this is where Mama Taco at. You see the line? This line is Flushing Avenue. She could have kept going down Flushing Avenue. As soon as she left, she could have left Mama Taco and went down Flushing Avenue. All right. It really just all depends. Now, let's see if she took public transportation. Yeah, it looks like Flushing Avenue would still be the best way. All right. So let's zoom back in. Now I'm going to show you where she ended up at. I find this very interesting, why she went this way in the first place. Okay. This right here is Mama Taco. And you see the blue line? That's how she could have went home. But instead, she walked out and went on Bushwick. Okay. And ended up here. Ended up there. So instead of taking the blue line home, she decided to go up Bushwick and ended up here for some reason. Now I'm going to show you on this map. You see this blue line? This is where she ended up, where that red dot is at. Okay. That's where she ended up. That's where she should have went, but that's where she ended up. So I'm wondering why she even went that way in the first place. So why was she going that direction in the first place? You know, when she should have been going straight to her house. So there is a lot of questions of why she went to that building, how she ended up in the building, how she ended up on the second floor even, you know, and did she take her purse off? Was she there to meet somebody and nobody knew she was meeting somebody? That could be a possibility. But who was she meeting? Now, detectives are saying that the reason they think she did it happen herself is because they have video footage of her walking down the street by herself and video footage of her entering the building by herself. Okay. They haven't showed the public any of this footage, but I didn't read anywhere at all that they have footage of her getting into the trash chute by herself. That's the footage I'm looking for. And I'm pretty sure everybody else is looking for that footage too. And this woman ended up in a trash bag. Now, the news media is saying one bag, but on a report that I saw from somebody that's working there said she was in separate bags. So I don't know if it was one bag or separate bags. That part I really don't know, okay? But If you guys can let me know, how do you think she ended up in a trash bag? That's the part I don't know, and I can't figure that out. Unless there's built-in trash bags and a compactor and the stuff gets shoved in the bag, it's the only thing I think of. But if there's two separate bags, how did that happen? But I don't know. I figure I bring this to your attention so you guys can let me know, what do you think? Now, I start doing research on this, right? And guess what? She's not the only one to be found in the bottom of a trash chute from a high-rise building. Take a look at this. So there is a similar story out of New York, okay, that I found. Now this is from December 4th, 2023, okay? Jacqueline Elmquist, all right, Jacqueline Elmquist, left the NYC party. Her body was found in a trash chute hours later. As holiday season gets into full swing, crowds across the New York are making the most of the festive season, whether visiting the Rockefeller Center, and then it tells you about everybody going out and partying, okay? It says, it was the night of November 30th. Jacqueline Elmquist was celebrating the holidays with colleagues at a work party in Chelsea. She then vanished after leaving the event. Hours later, okay, her body was found at the bottom of a trash chute in a luxury Manhattan condo building. Amid the horror, many questions remain unanswered around what happened to 24-year-old woman. How did she end up in the trash compactor? How did she die? Was it foul play involved? Here's what we know so far. Disappearance after a holiday party, okay? So it says Jacqueline went missing on the night of November 30th after a holiday party near Chelsea Market. Now remember, this is, I believe, 2023. According to her family, who lives in Minnesota, the 24-year-old was at a party with colleagues at Manhattan-based recruitment agency Mission Staffing. She was last seen getting into a yellow cab at Catch Steak on West 16th Street and 9th Avenue, a missing persons poster revealed. But the 24-year-old failed to make it home to Crown Heights, Brooklyn, sparking fears for her safety. Unable to contact her, her family concerned members raised the alarm, urging anyone with information to come forward. My cousin Jackie has been missing since last night. After she left a work party in Manhattan, she didn't come home or show up for work. This morning, please spread the word so people in the area can see, since all of her family lives here in Minnesota. So all the woman's family lives in Minnesota. So it sounds like she was out in New York by herself. Okay. They also said they believe her phone is still in Manhattan. Chilling footage has revealed the last known moments of the 24-year-old. Surveillance footage obtained by NBC New York captures Jacqueline stumbling down West 28th Street in Chelsea around 11:45 p.m. after leaving a holiday party. And this is footage right here, okay? In the video, she is seen swaying and clutching the doorways and the walls of the buildings along the sidewalk. Jacqueline also appears to try to open doors along the way before she is seen appearing to enter one of the buildings. So it sounds like they're saying in the video she probably was drunk, all right? This was the last time she was seen alive. At around 3 p.m. on Friday, emergency services were called to the luxury art condo building at West 28th Street after the body woman was found at the bottom of a garbage chute. A building employee reportedly made the harrowing discovery when they went to take out the trash. Police and EMTs rushed to the building, but the 24-year-old was pronounced dead at the scene. The identity of the woman was not immediately clear. Then it says what happened to Jacqueline, all right? Cause and manner of death remain a mystery, with the several questions still unanswered as to what happened to her. Jacqueline did not live in the building where she was found, and it remains unclear how she may even gain access to it and how she could have then entered it into the chute. However, law enforcement officials so far believe there is no sign of foul play. A police source told New York Post that it has been determined if she was intoxicated or that she was intoxicated, but it's possible. All right. So they're saying if she was drunk, it was possible that she fell down. Jacqueline's devastated family has described her death as tragic and a bad situation. We're not done, people. We are not done of women who were found in the bottom of trash chutes in New York City. A wrongful death lawsuit filed 5 years after Laura, these last names, I can never pronounce them, Prychatka, was found dead at the bottom of a Manhattan trash chute. The 48-year-old's manner of death was listed as undetermined, okay? Her father is determined to seek answers and get justice for his daughter, who he believes was unalive. So he believes somebody did this to his daughter, okay? Now, this article is from July 10th, 2023. It happened 5 years ago on July 10th, 2018. A New York woman was found at the bottom of a luxury, here we go in another luxury, Manhattan building's trash chute. And while officials have found no signs of foul play, excuse me, in her unaliving, her distraught family believes she was unalived. They say that after 5 years, they are still seeking answers. Laura, 48, died less than a month after she celebrated her birthday in Paris and on Spanish island of Ibiza, sorry. So she went to Ibiza. Ibiza's in Spain, I believe. Her body was found at the bottom of a trash chute after it plummeted from a 27th floor, okay? 27th floor of the Zackendorf Towers in Union Square, where she was living at the time. So this woman was actually living there at the time. Now Laura's father, Nicholas, has filed a wrongful death lawsuit alleging that his daughter's ex-husband, David Shillette, and an unidentified hitman conspired to, through their concerted efforts, did in fact unalive Laura. So the father is saying that her ex-husband, okay, is responsible for this and hired a hitman. And that's what he's saying. He alleges that David installed software on Laura's computer to track her whereabouts, which enabled the hitman to lie in wait, strangle her, and then dispose of her body down the building's trash chute. According to the lawsuit, the couple had been going through a divorce, okay? Laura's father claimed Shalat was under the intense financial pressure and expected to lose millions of dollars to his ex-wife into the divorce settlement. In a response to the lawsuit filed in June, David's attorney denied the allegations, stating that the hitman, identified only as John Doe in the lawsuit, is a fictitious person. Dateline reached out, okay, to David's attorney for additional comment, but of course, no reply. Do they ever reply? No criminal charges have ever been filed in Laura's death against, with David or anyone else. Her family told Dateline they're hoping a lawsuit will help change that. When the NYPD first investigated her death, they viewed security footage that showed Laura entering the building at 4:10 on July 10th, 2018, getting on the elevator by herself. This is the same thing they said about Michelle, the exact same thing. They said the footage of her going by herself. Dateline first interviewed Laura's father in 2020. He spoke at length about his daughter and circumstances surrounding her death. In an interview, he told us that earlier that summer day in 2018, Laura had gone to a nearby bar to watch France play in the World Cup semifinals. The doorman said she was happy. She was high-fiving them. They loved her because you know her and everybody knew each other. So everybody was happy is what they're saying. There was nothing to be aware of. A neighbor on the 27th floor later told police that she got home around 4:20 p.m. and noticed nothing amiss in the hallway, which had no security camera. As she walked to her own apartment 10 minutes later, the same neighbor said she heard loud noises in the hallway and stepped out to investigate. She said she didn't see anyone, but saw a purse on the floor outside the trash compactor. Okay? Police later identified the purse as belonging to Laura. So this lady's purse didn't fall in the trash compactor. So why would she be going in the trash compactor? Just minutes later at 4:20 or 4:40 p.m., a maintenance worker checked the trash compactor, which had become jammed. That's when he found Laura's crushed body. After investigation, NYPD determined criminal activity was involved. Laura had a blood alcohol level of 0.29 at the time of her death. So if you realize in this, there's one thing in common so far. These women have all just got done partying. Every single woman I have read so far. However, there is no suspicion of foul play. Wow. So it was explained that the trash chute at Zackendorf Towers was about 15 by 18 with a door. Now, it doesn't say by inches or feet. I'm guessing this is by inches. His daughter was 5'10", so she was pretty tall, which he believed would make it impossible for her to just fall in or even attempt suicide. All right?
48-year-old Laura Prohodko met a horrible end. She plummeted 27 stories to her inside her building's trash chute. Her mangled body was found in the basement compactor. Police claimed she was drunk. The New York City medical examiner ruled no suspicion of foul play. Laura's father, Nicholas, who lives in Toronto, says he strongly disagrees.
Now, when you thought we were done, we are not. This poor woman was also found in a garbage chute. Lisa Marie Hernandez, 34, died after she was removed from a garbage chute at the Silver Lake Apartments where she lived on January 1st, 2021. Okay? And there's a crime scene tape, garbage chute. A longtime resident of Silver Lake Apartments was shocked and dismayed by her complex was the scene of a horrific death on New Year's Day. So this is New Year's Day. All right? So I'm pretty sure she might have been partying the night before. Once again, it's always after some sort of party. Lisa Hernandez, 34, was found partially lodged in a garbage chute near the 3rd floor. All right? Police have not said how the woman ended up in the chute, and the case has not been deemed a homicide at this time. Well, I've read up on this one and I've read multiple things. I'll let you know right now. This one right here definitely seems suspicious because the way she was found, she was in the garbage chute feet first. Okay? Feet first. So it's not like how they said the first one, Michelle was reaching for her purse and then she fell in. This one was feet first. Why would you be in their feet first? That was how they found her. They found her kind of partially hanging from the chute. Not only that, there's also witnesses that were there saying that they heard argument outside in a hallway and somebody banging on the door asking for help. Okay? So if this is the case, who was the person asking for help? Now, there is speculation that she was having issues with her boyfriend, and a lot of people are blaming her boyfriend as well. So what's going on here? Now, as you see, all these women almost have something in common. All of them seem like they were just got done partying or something, okay? The last woman, it was New Year's Day, so I'm wondering if she was partying on New Year's Eve. The last two women also were having issues with their boyfriend. The second one was a well-known issue. He was rich and they were fighting over money. The third one, I was reading speculation from people who knew her or people who knew of the situation that she was having issues with her boyfriend. Okay. And not only that, neighbors are saying there were screams coming in the hall or coming from the hallway and somebody knocking on the door saying they need help. And then she gets found in a trash chute, but she's found in a trash chute hanging feet first. So how do you get in the trash? Feet first. So if you're going in feet first, you're obviously not trying to grab an item. But I figured this would be interesting. This is an interesting topic. What do you think? Do you think this is all a coincidence? Okay. All these women have to be women. You know, I haven't found any men. Unless you guys know of a man that's fell down a trash chute in New York, let me know. I haven't found any men. And all this has happened since 2018. So within the last, 8 years? So it makes you wonder what's going on. Now, some people are saying there's a serial K out there. I haven't looked into all that yet, but some people are telling me look even deeper. I'll find some stuff. I don't know. Maybe I will look and I will see. But you guys below, tell me what you think. What do you think would happen to Michelle Montgomery or the other women? Or even if you think a couple was an accident, maybe one was on purpose. You know, let me know that, all right? You guys have helped this TV channel, or I should say YouTube channel, grow to 20,000 subscribers in the last 8 months. Thank you so much. It has been well appreciated. I love it so much. I just want to say thank you. Please comment, like, and share, especially stories like these, because these stories need to be aware, need to get out there. People need to know about these people, okay? Not everything in life needs to be Nancy Guthrie. There's other people that need attention too. Well, if you're new to the channel, please tell me where you're typing from, where you're watching from, other countries, other states. I try and react to almost everybody I can. And if you're returning, you know what to do. You guys have been wonderful, wonderful to me. Thank you so much. All right. Please make sure you take care of one another. All right. Also, look out for your surroundings. Very important. This is Fugitive TV. Until next time, I'm out.